Time for a bit of Would You Rather. This evening's subjects are West Ham's Declan Rice and Brighton's Moisés Caicedo.
Okay.
Let's talk about Declan Rice first.
Yeah.
How highly do you rate Declan Rice? And also, do you think that Arsenal is the right club for him, more importantly?
Right, so I think that the player that we've seen in Declan Rice, we've only seen maybe 2/3 of what Declan Rice can do. And the reason I say that is the way that Moyes plays him, and he's brilliant at it, Rice, is that I think there's a box-to-box midfielder that can end up scoring goals. I'm not saying being prolific like Frank Lampard, but the way that he played under Moyes, you never really saw him make those. The runs he scored in the Europa League, he might have been the Europa League conference, might have been the semi-final, might have been the quarters away. I think that there's the player in there that can burst forward and cause problems the other end. I think Arsenal, if they get him, I think they'll be looking for him to do a little bit of that as well. Those runs from deep and travel and going away. The size of him, if he sets up play, ball goes that way, go and join in the box. So I think there's going to be goals coming from him. In terms of what he does in the ball, breaks up play brilliantly, energy levels, physical. He's got a little bit of everything, and I think we still need to see, and I think we will see it. I think he needs to add goals to his game, and I think that under Moyes, that really wasn't what he wanted out of him.
He's heavily linked to Arsenal. Are you surprised that other clubs aren't being linked to him as much, or do you think that's his destination? And also, do you think that's the perfect club for him?
Well, 100 million, who can afford him? There's only a couple of clubs really that can afford him.
Yeah, but I don't see Arsenal as a club with 100 million there. You were talking about Kai Havertz, 70 million. Well,
they haven't been historically, no. But why can't they be?
No, I agree with you, but I'm like, poor blimey, where have they been?
Well, if they really want to go, and let's be honest, they come close last season. Let's say they had Declan Rice in that squad last season, right? That'd have been much closer, I think.
I don't know.
Oh, I think they would be.
I still think City would have smashed them at this.
They might have won it, City, but they'd been much closer. And I think
Declan Rice, I'll give you that. You're right.
They had injuries. And also Declan Rice, although we haven't seen it, if there is an injury at centre back, there's no reason why Declan Rice could fill in. Look what John Stones has done, right? Why couldn't Declan Rice?
He's played centre half before, Declan.
He used to, yeah, he used to. So I don't think I ever saw him play centre half for West Ham. I can't remember.
He's filled in a couple of times.
He has he? Right,
yeah.
Okay. Well, then you've seen it. I haven't, but. I love Declan Rice. I always have. There's a lot of people feel as though 100 million is too much for him. And you know what? They might be right, but you're not going to get him for less than that. He's English. There's the English tax. He's 24. There's still the best to come from him. I think if Arsenal get him, that adds another dimension to their midfield.
Okay.
And cover for, maybe some of the players towards the end of the season, there was a bit of fatigue creeping in.
Well, you've been linked, your club, Chelsea, have been linked to Caicedo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who'd you rather? Are you excited about that? Who'd you rather have? I suppose is the question.
The Declan Rice, you kind of know Declan's done it for a couple, not just one or two seasons. Caicedo really came to prominence, didn't he, this season? This is the first time he's gone, wow. I can't remember when he joined Brighton, but I like the pair of them. There's a lot of similarities between the pair of them, the way they break up play. Caicedo seems a little bit more on the front foot, passing, moving the ball quick. In terms of who would I prefer right now, probably Rice. Probably Rice, just because the English factor as well, and we know that he's been around a little bit longer. He's games he's racked up. Declan Rice,
still a young kid.
He's a leader as well. He's wore the armband for West Ham.
Yeah. I was asking this question yesterday about Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham's 19. Yeah. When do players, do you think, in that position? I know they're slightly different, him and Declan.
Well, I think what I'm saying is, I think you could see a little bit more of Bellingham in Rice if he was allowed to go.
Okay.
Free him up.
So what age do you think someone like Declan Rice would be in his pomp? When I was growing up as a kid, it was always like 27, 28. Is it still the same?
I think now you can perhaps extend it because they look after themselves so well.
Yeah.
Players go into their mid-30s now, and you don't think... Harry Kane, was he 30 next month?
Yeah.
You don't look at that and think, ooh, well, you don't.
I think you do because Declan's 24, 100 million, I can see it. 100 million for Harry Kane. He's putting people off.
Okay, I understand and get that, but you're buying 25 goals every season.
What you're buying, if you're Man United, is you're almost buying Champions League football for the next 4 years.
Yeah,
aren't you?
Well, you are, and yeah, you're buying goals. But Harry Kane's one of the. If you had to say, do you think Harry Kane looks after himself off the pitch?
Of course,
right?
They all do, right?
Yeah,
and now there's an exception, I'm guessing.
With sports side, with what they can do now, you look at players like Zlatan. Look at players like Lewandowski. These players go well, Benzema, go well into their 30s now, and you're still racking up big numbers. Harry Kane could still be scoring goals in the Premier League for the next 6 years. Easily, I think, easily.
It's just a matter of when he beats Shearer's record, right?
Yeah, I think. If he stays
could
in
be
England,
2, maximum 3 years.
Yeah, it's a question of when.
Yeah,
He's getting there.
So
he's too good.
out of the two, would you rather have Caicedo or Declan?
I'd go Rice.
Okay.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.